If you're queer, polyamorous, non-monogamous, and you've been thinking about becoming a relationship coach, I want to talk to you about some of the top things that are actually going to have you be great at this. Not your story, not how much you've healed, and not how long you've been in our community or how involved you are in the community either. It's something most people don't talk about, and so therefore I want to dive into it and discuss it today. Before we get going, a little bit about me. My name is Elizabeth Cunningham, and I am a queer and non-monogamous relationship coach. I also identify as queer and non-monogamous. Specifically, I identify as a lesbian, and I more identify inside of polyamory and relationship anarchy in the non-monogamy umbrella. My background, degrees, and training are in gender, sexuality, sex, eroticism, and multiple trainings and certifications inside of different types of modalities for transformational coaching. I have been a non-monogamous queer relationship coach since 2017 and have only continued and gathered more education from there. This channel is where I share everything that I know about what it takes to really do this well, because I am dedicated to people being expressed, and I'm also dedicated to people being healed. And I think that we need more people who understand what that means and how to do that safely for our community specifically. So if you're in this community and you are called to support and help others, then this is probably for you. So before I can tell you what it takes to be an amazing queer, non-monogamous relationship coach, I need to talk to you about what coaching actually is, because most people get this wrong. And in order to tell you what coaching is, I'm going to start with what coaching isn't. Coaching is not therapy. Coaching is not giving advice. Coaching is not mentorship. It's not even teaching or sharing what worked for you and hoping that will work for another person. Coaching is the skill of holding space, holding a container for someone to discover their own answers, knowing the questions to ask to help someone reveal their own blind spots without you telling them what to see. Creating a container where they feel safe enough to actually change and where they make the decision themselves. They come to the answer themselves. They make the choice themselves. And they are empowered to go make that change in their life. Coaching is a very, very, very specific skill. And I think this distinction means a lot in our community specifically, because queer and non-monogamous people have often been over-advised, over-pathologized, and under-witnessed. The last thing that we actually need is for people telling us how to do our relationships. So now that you know what coaching is, let's talk about what it actually takes to be amazing at it. I'm going to share with you the top 5 things that it really takes to make an amazing coach. Number 1 is always be coachable yourself. You cannot take a client somewhere that you yourself are not willing to go or to look or to be asked. If you're not in your own growth process actively and consistently, your clients will feel that ceiling. The best coaches that I know are always in some form of work of their own, regardless of how long they've been doing this. Number 2, never stop being a student. If you've signed up to be a healer, you have signed up for a life of learning. And some of the main reasons for that is because psychology evolves. Our understanding of what works and what doesn't work in relationships evolves. Even from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there's different conversations and ideas about what really truly makes a healthy relationship. And especially inside of our communities, in being queer and being non-monogamous, there is constantly discoveries of what that means, how that works for people, how it can get expressed in the world. I've been doing this work since 2008, and the training and education that I got in 2008 was amazing, but it is insufficient for what I need to know and the training that I need to have to do this work well in 2026, which is the making of this video. So in order to do this well, in order to truly serve your clients, you also need to be continually learning and seeking out education yourself. Number 3, never put a cap on what is possible for your clients. Your worldview is not their ceiling. Just going back to what coaching is versus what coaching isn't. Coaching is not you taking your worldview, you taking what you know works for you and trying to teach that to someone else. Coaching is being able to hold a space of possibility and expansion beyond what you even know and can comprehend. Release the need to know where they are going. Trust the process more than your predictions. Number 4, know your scope and respect it. Queer and non-monogamous relationships carry real complexity. Chosen family dynamics, trauma histories, internalized shame, multiple partners with different needs. People will come to you with things that are at the edge of or outside of your scope. Knowing where your skills end and where your client might need a therapist or other resources isn't a weakness. It is one of the most ethical and powerful things that you can do as a coach. Harm happens when we operate outside what we're qualified for. And safe coaching involves knowing where that line is. And number 5, which comes with no surprise with what number 4 is get real training. Here's the thing, and I'm going to be really honest with you. Being queer and non-monogamous yourself does not automatically qualify you. And I do say that with all of the love and compassion in my heart for myself, for you, and for our community, and for the people that you serve and I serve. I am also queer and non-monogamous, and I still need training. Your lived experience, my lived experience, is absolutely invaluable, and using that experience absolutely has a place. But since it's yours, since it's mine, it's filtered through our identities. It's filtered through our biases. It's filtered through our specific, very, very small lived experience, given that there's hundreds of thousands of millions of people in our community. And just looking at that, there's so much that you don't know, but more importantly, there's so much that you don't know that you don't know. I'm a white, cisgender, queer, non-monogamous woman. I have learned so much from my own life. And as far as being a healer and a helper goes, being a coach goes, I have learned far more from my studies, from degrees and certifications in gender and sexuality and in different coaching methodologies. This training and education showed me the edges of my own experience that I could not have seen alone. And that's what good training does. It expands what you think is possible, and it shows you what you couldn't see from inside of your own story. If this is landing for you and you're curious about what it actually looks like to step into coaching, I made something for you. It's a free queer relationship coach starter kit. It'll give you a foundation for what this path actually looks like and exactly what you need to get started. The link is in the description, so go ahead and grab it. And if you want to stay in this conversation with me and learn more, I have a newsletter where I go deeper on all of this. Coaching, healing, building a practice that feels like yours and is aligned to you and who you serve. And that link is in the description as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. And please feel free to drop any questions that you have in the comments. And I will see you next week.